Good morning, Year 4. This is my hints and tips for our maths lesson today, which is divide 2 digits by 1 digit. Today's maths lesson is really about remainders, which are any amount that is left over after you've made groups of a number, where you can't make another group of that number. Okay, so a lot of the questions today are within your times tables, so you won't need to use a number line. All right, so for each kind of question, it's really helps to do a splat box for that divisor before you start. If you can't see the answer sort of straight away, just do a really quick splat box for the number you're dividing the amount by, called the divisor. Okay, so our divisor is 5. So my splat box is going to look like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So those are my multiples of 5. And I know this is not going to divide exactly by 5, because all multiples of 5 end in a 5 or a 0. So I need to find the multiple of 5 that is less than 38. Okay, so I'm coming down my multiples. There's 30, 35. Okay, so I know that the multiple of 5 that's closest would give me 35, and if I've got 35, how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups. So I could make 7 groups of 5, and then I need to think how many are left of my 38. So what I'm doing is doing really 38 subtract 35, or what is the difference between 38 and 35. Alright, and the difference between 35 and 38, can't see it, then you'll need to think 35, 36, 37, 38, and the difference is 3. So that would be my remainder. Okay. 52 divided by 6. So my splat box is going to be for the 6 multiples of 6. So if you do it by rote, you would go 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 6 is 18, 4 times 6 is 24, 5 times 6 is 30, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 6 is 42, 8 times 6 is 48, 9 times 6 is 54, 10 times 6 is 60, 11 times 6 is 66, and 12 times 6 is 72. Okay. So 52 is not a multiple of 6, but it is within the times table. We're not going to need to use a number line. So I'm looking for the multiple that is closest to 52 but smaller, less than 52. Okay, it can't be more than 52 because we only have 52 things that we're dividing into groups of 6. Alright, so we can't have more than 52. So we're looking for our multiple of 6 that is closest to 52 but less than 52. okay, and the one that's closest to 52 but less than 52 is 48. So how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 groups. But I started with 52, so how many left over? So what is the difference between 52 and 48? Okay, all right, so I would be thinking 48. If I added 2, that would get me to 50. And if I added 2 more, that would get me to 52. So the difference between 48 and 52 is 4. So that's my remainder. All right. You may want to count in ones if you have to, or just think of those jumps on the number line. Okay. So the first question on our sheet today is 49 divided by 4. And if I just like that, okay. So what they're doing is they're showing you how 49 would be divided using place value counters. Now this is sort of how you would have been encouraged to think about it when you were in Key Stage 1. So you would make your 40 using 4 10s and 9 1s, and then you would see you group, you know that you're dividing it into 4 groups, so you would divide the counters up like this. As we're in year 4 now, although this underpins our understanding of what division is, it will be easier for us to make links with our times tables. So if we have a look at 49 divided by 4, okay, I've written my splat box for the multiples of 4, and it literally takes seconds and it will help you so much, and you'll get to a stage where you don't necessarily need to write the whole list. If you know it's 49, you might choose to start at 20 or even 40. So how many groups of 4 can you make out of 49? So we're looking for the multiple that is closest to 49 but less than 49. Okay, and in this case that would be 12. And how many would remain? What would the remainder be? What is the difference between 49 and 48? And the difference is 1. So some of the numbers that we're going to divide today are outside of the times tables. Not that many, okay? But then we need to go back to the work that we did on Friday about using a number line to help us with the division. So we're starting at 89, okay, and we're dividing it in groups of 4, okay. So we are subtracting 10 groups, and 10 groups of 4 is 40. And we subtract that. There are 8 10s in 89, and we are subtracting 4 of them. Our ones don't change. Okay, so we're left with 49, and I can subtract another 10 groups, and that would be 40, and that's going to leave us with 9. Okay, and how many groups of 4 can I make if I've got 9? Okay, so I can make 2 groups there. I can make 2 groups, 2 groups, which is 8, and 9 subtract 8 would leave me with 1, and that 1 that I'm left with will be my remainder. So how many groups? 10, 22, 22 groups, remainder 1. So this is another one where the amount we're dividing is outside of our times tables. So we're going to use our groups again and our number line. Okay, so 10 groups, 10 groups of this time 3 is 30. I subtract those 3 10s from my 74. Okay, which would leave 44. I'm going to subtract another 10 groups, which is 30, which will leave me, I'm taking 3 of those 10s away, which is going to leave me with 14. I'm now in my times tables, so I can say, okay, I've got 14 left. I can go I can subtract 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, and that's 12, and 14 subtract 12 will mean that I've got 2 left over, so that 2 is going to become my remainder, because I cannot make another group of 4 if I've only got 2. Okay, so how many groups of 4 could I make? 10, 24, 24 groups, remainder 2. And lastly for today, I'm just going to draw your attention to number 3, because for all of them, in number 3, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, we can see that there is a pattern where the amount we're dividing is going up by 1. So if I know that 36 divided by 4, and 36 is in the 4 times table, so I should know that that is 9. If I had 37 and not 36, it's only 1 more, so that would be 9, remainder 1. Okay, 37, 38 is another 1 again, 9, remainder 2. This one, 9, remainder 3. And then when I've got another one here added, so 40, I would then have another group of 4, and if we look at it, it's 40 divided by 4, which is 10. Okay, so some of those go outside, they're bigger than your times table, so you need to start off by working out maybe on the number line or continuing your multiples till you get to the value, and then just think what's happening with that remainder each time. Okay, so work hard, have fun.